Hey guys, welcome back to Here for the Instagram Followers. I'm Willow,
I'm Maritza.
and this episode brought with it so much drama, so many unexpected just like turns. I couldn't handle it.
It was just like it was definitely a roller coaster of emotions. I was like I thought I was expecting something and then something like detoured and I'm just like my mind was all over the place and like the end of this episode is what really got me like something I didn't like I kind of expected one part of it, but I didn't expect like the other party. Like it was all a lot.
I am 100% with you. I had also heard through, different like Bachelor things, just, that MJ was going to have her moment in this episode. And I like halfway through, I was like, where is it? And she did not disappoint, needless to
No, she
say.
delivered. I did have my
100%.
popcorn, MJ. I did have my popcorn when you started talking.
Oh, yeah. But we don't open with MJ. We open with Kit and Victoria enjoying a little shit talking on a morning walk. And they're basically talking about all the new girls in the house and the drama, all the same stuff, while they walk past some new girls.
I was just confused. I was like, so Victoria really befriending her enemies now? Like, I remember night one, like, they were enemies. She was like, I'm the president. The other one, she was like, I'm the queen. Like, it was just all confusing. Now they're friends. I'm like, okay. But then, yeah, they're shit talking. And then she was like, ew, like, you're disgusting. Oh, but then also Victoria talks about the hazing process hasn't even started yet. Hold on, pause, rewind. She said that first episode that this isn't a sorority for her, but yet you
Right?
want the hazing process to start. Okay.
Right. I mean, I think Kit and Victoria, they definitely recollected, I think, come second episode, and they made amends for sure. They've kind of been like frenemies almost, but I wasn't even sure if this dialogue was even taking place on the actual walk. It was just kind of like we don't actually see them saying the words. It was like a voiceover, and so I don't know. That was just something I was considering, but on who they pass to is Ryan and Brittany, and they're also talking about how it's hard in the house and all of that. Which then we cut to a shot of Katie talking about how the energy in the house is pretty bad.
I mean, it's not wrong. And the thing is, a lot of this episode is like new girls versus bad girl and toxicity, like them saying, oh, like this doesn't happen, and the new girls are like, yeah, it does though. And I'm like, I have more on that, but like I guess we'll move like I'll tell more about it when we get to like the main part of them being oblivious to it.
Yeah, totally. And this is then when we see MJ talking about how the varsity squad has to go in first into the cocktail party, I believe this part was. And, it's the same girl who said, we aren't a sorority. What? Like, come on, girl.
Just stop changing your stories. Stop changing your words. Like, huh? But I guess we'll move on to the rose ceremony. At the
Yeah.
at the rose ceremony, Matt, he comes in and he's ready to talk about the drama and kind of squash it. Him thinking like, oh, I didn't know this was happening. I was like, how could you be so oblivious to like literally like girls like shit talking literally in every single hour they can get? Like,
I have no idea. And it was just ridiculous. And Matt actually decides to pull aside. Well, before he does this, he first says to the whole group, like, if you have the ability to belittle somebody else in order to shine, those aren't the qualities I'm looking for. And he also says that it sucks because he does not want to waste time with this process or dealing with this issue. So he immediately pulls Brittany aside, which.
but during his spiel, I just really want to quickly mention it's the zoom, the literally the really big close up to Anna when he was like, you don't want to like beat little people to like get to talk to me. And I was like, whoa, producers
And
really
the
said
frowny
zoom in.
face the entire time. Strong. I can't even
like,
do
it
it.
was like I can't.
I
He's
can't
like,
frown that much.
it's like,
Strong frowny face. Yeah. And in the conversation with Brittany, she's basically crying immediately, bringing the tears, really reassuring to Matt just how hard this has been on her emotionally, mentally, really playing that up.
yeah, for sure. I mean, she was like, oh, they're like questioning my character and who I am. It could ruin my life, this and that. And then we cut to everyone in the house back over there. They're like questioning like who told him, like who's this and that. And Abigail just like um kind of situation.
Yeah, Katie, she was just quiet, which I think was the good move. You don't want to make everyone turn on you.
Katie, why did I say Abigail? Why did I say Abigail? It was Katie. I'm
It's
sorry.
Katie.
Oh my god.
Easy mistake. And then, Brittany says back with Matt that Anna came up to apologize and said that she told everybody she was an escort and, really reveals that to him. And then she goes into how it sucks because this is national television. Her mom watches the show and she didn't sign up to be bullied and harassed. I mean, you kind of did, but you know what the show's about when you get into it. Sorry, Brittany, but you do know that bullying and harassment just kind of comes along with it.
Like it's not a reality show without the drama. Like, and even if you're not tied into the drama in the house, you'd be tied up to the drama like post this, like on social media and stuff. Like they're gonna tear you down. Like that's just the fun little perks of being part of the Bachelor franchise.
And I mean, I do think it's a good point that she brought up, like her mom watches the show. She could have her life ruined over this rumor, but at the same time, producers chose to edit this drama in. They could have left it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it makes for good TV content, so.
Absolutely. And what happened then? I think that we cut back. It's a constant cut between the conversation with Brittany and Matt to the conversations with the group, with MJ and Anna. It's just like it was really hard to follow. But then I think we cut to. Did you have what we cut to next?
Yeah, I was gonna say we cut to like MJ and Anna, and I think this is the part where MJ says like that, like I don't know what they're talking about. Like there is not a toxic environment in this house, and Victoria agrees. And I was just like, and this is where we become oblivious to these things. And this is like you saying that there's not a toxic environment, yet like that there's bullying. You've been one of the people bullying these girls. Like just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it's not happening at all.
I straight up I wrote down her direct quote because it was just so ridiculous to me. She says to Anna, or Anna, I have no idea what's going on right now. Like, I don't get it. But for him to walk in there and be that concerned tonight was like scary. I included all the likes because it's just ridiculous. I have not talked to Brittany, but like he pulled her. Clearly there's something wrong with Matt and we need to make him feel better now because there's not a toxic environment in the house. And Anna in response says she is so effing annoyed. And I'm like, you guys started the problem.
Yes. Like, what are you doing?
But isn't that the classic case of it? It's always the girls who are like, oh my God, they're so toxic. And then as soon as you're like, wait, you're making this toxic, they're like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm perfect.
That's exactly how I feel around Victoria when she called everyone fake that goes against her. I'm like, girl, you're the fake one here. You're number one fake person here. Like,
literally. I also, this conversation felt very edited together. I don't know if you noticed this, but when I was saying, the part with when she says for him to walk in there and be that concerned tonight, it was scary. I've not talked to Brittany, but when he pulled her, clearly there's something wrong with Matt. I'm like, this feels very chopped together.
Yeah, I'm just like, their editing didn't get a raise this season around because it's just like didn't seem authentic at all. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it did get the point straight, so I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it did, but it makes you wonder what they really said too.
Oh yeah, I know. Like Anna, I feel like Anna talked about like feeling horrible to what she talked about with Brittany. So like, I think she basically said she like in her interview she's saying that she feels horrible to what she talked about with Brittany after she realized that she might be possibly getting sent home. But like, I think at that point, you know, like last episode, we were talking about how we don't know who it could be. Like Anna might actually be telling the truth because like she was in the scene with Brittany and like kind of knows like all that. But then like Brittany kind of was like insinuating that she was kind of lying about the entire thing. And that's why she would like mention that horrible thing. And like literally, but like if she felt so horrible about it, why did she literally spread it around the entire house and like talk about it for every single like day? I was just like,
right. Are you talking about when Anna finally gets the chance to talk to Matt?
no, wait.
Because MJ and Anna are talking about what MJ's talking about. And then MJ says to Anna, you know, if you want to fix this, go talk to Matt. And then they pretty much immediately do. And then Anna says to Matt, basically, like, she's so sad and upset with herself. You know, the first thing you should know is like, before coming here, I received messages about Brittany and all of that. And just like,
I'm
she
sorry,
basically,
I skipped ahead.
it's all good. It's so easy to do with the notes. But yeah, she basically just turns it around on like herself of like, I should never have said that. And just all of that. And like, I'm appalled that I said it and I'm taking responsibility. This is on me. I feel horrible. I'm breaking out in a rash because I'm so sad about it. And I'm like, you're it makes me frustrated the way she's going about it. And it obviously goes to Matt being like, oh, you're not a horrible person. And then he says, I've been in your shoes. And I'm like, when?
Frat boy vibes? Frat boy vibes?
What season of The Bachelorette were you on?
I'm lost. Sometimes when Matt tries to comfort people, they're like, he doesn't know the process. He doesn't know what they're going through at all. Like, lose the line, man.
Literally. And like, also, she's just bawling at this point, I feel like. And I'm just like, girl, you had max maybe 10 minutes of uninterrupted time alone with Matt. Like, calm down. She's probably just mad because she wasted all that time quarantining and, you know, away from home.
Yeah. Which I was just like, I don't know what happened prior to this, her saying that, because I jumped ahead so much, but I was just like, girl, you saw this coming. Like, if you knew this drama was going to start because of this comment, like, you knew it. Yeah, you continued starting it and spreading it. Like, it wasn't just one little thing.
Yeah, literally. And then Matt goes into his spiel about, I owe it to these women to create a safe space, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm sorry, Matt, but did you really owe it to your old roommate to create a safe space when you let multiple of your old football friends in to just break into the house, handed out random keys, and literally said to her, by the way, this is proven to be about a year before filming this. This is within the last year. Okay, said to her, I don't care how you feel. She said, his roommate said, I don't feel safe in our apartment in New York where he was living. And she's a female, tiny female. And he's letting these like 300-pound football friends come in the house, hang out, be like, use the bathroom, use the shower, sleep on the couch whenever they want in the middle of the night. And she would just walk around. Like, she'd try to go to the bathroom and there'd be some 300-pound dude peeing with the door open. And when she presented her concern and feeling uncomfortable, he said, I don't care how you feel. So I'm sorry, Matt, but I think you owe it to like more people to create a safe space. And I don't really believe that like you can actually ensure that in the real world. Serve that little rant.
But it's like it's an exactly like proven point how Matt isn't here for the right reasons. He's number one person who's not here for the right reasons. Like, if you don't respect women like that, how are you going to respect all these girls that are trying to like be in your life when you literally could care less? And yet safe space, like, Jesus, where was a safe space a year ago for that woman? What, for your roommate? Where was that safe space for a bunch of other women you've probably been with? Like,
seriously, like, it's just disrespectful and dishonest. I I don't appreciate it. I'm not digging Matt.
Oh God,
Anyway.
no. After finding that out, and like I don't know what else you were telling me, but like throughout the week, like I was just like, Matt is literally like so annoying, and he's just like, I mean, not to mention like his character, like he's a hardcore like conservative and stuff. Day of the Capitol riots, he was posting golfing pictures, like
Yep. Day of the Capitol riots, he was posting photos golfing, and now since then he deleted the photo within 30 minutes. Didn't even address it, didn't apologize, didn't say, I didn't even realize this was going on in the world. I haven't seen the news. Don't know how you wouldn't know that, but didn't address it at all. Remove the photos. Now people who are posting him, tagging him in it, talking about it at all are either deleting the comments, he's either blocking them, or just like ignoring it altogether. It's not appropriate. You're supposed to be the Bachelor. You're supposed to be setting a good example as the first Black Bachelor, especially. And he's not.
No, not at all. He's literally he's on the top. Okay, I don't know. I haven't seen all of the Bachelor seasons, but all I know is is the top of one of the worst Bachelors because of his character, of how fake he is, of how literally like he's probably like cheating on like his women and stuff. Like, bro, like his relationship is not gonna last. I already know that. Like,
well, it's just funny
as
hell to me that the person who's currently, I think, leading in his race is racist Rachel.
Exactly.
Like, it's just so messed up. He honestly, he is like the whitest. I don't want to sound bad. I hate saying this as someone, but he's like the whitest Black man ever. Like,
but he is though. It's like
yeah. He was raised in a largely white town in a white state in the conservative South by a white woman, and
with white values.
And white values, very Christian values.
But ABC really did that. They were like, who is going to be the most whitest Black Bachelor? Oh my God, Matt James. There we go.
And then they bring on all these amazing, like Black and like colored women who are so empowering and strong and accomplished and educated. And then there's Matt. He doesn't deserve any of them.
Oh my God.
Maybe a few of them, but like the majority.
I mean, the majority, no. They deserve someone kind, caring, someone not Matt. Literally the opposite of Matt. If that's even, yeah, I just, yikes.
Yeah.
But I mean,
what's up?
I go ahead. I don't know what I was gonna say. My mind just went blank.
Oh my gosh, it's all good. Well, I was gonna say a little bit back to the episode. Then following all of these conversations with Matt and Anna and Matt, Anna, and Brittany, that was the last name I was thinking of. A round of apologies is going around the house. Like all of the girls.
Oh, Anna goes home. I don't even think we mentioned.
Yeah. Missed that part. Anna goes home. Matt's creating a safe space, sends her home. And then we hear some comments. Chelsea doesn't think the house is toxic, but Michelle feels very uncomfortable in the house. Costa Rica Queen says that the things people say hurt. Kit then begins the round of apologies by saying, I'm not sorry for not being more welcoming to all of you. When Queen Serena C, this is the first thing Serena has said all season that I've actually been yes, goes, I can't believe the kiss assery that is going on with all the women right now.
But it was true though. When they realized that their spot on his list of women was in jeopardy, they all were just like, oh my God, did I make you feel bad? Oh, sorry. Basically, and I kind of I felt a little taken aback from Chelsea, because obviously Chelsea's one of my favorites, but when she said she didn't feel like there was a toxic environment, I was just girly, again just because it didn't happen to you doesn't mean it's not happening at all. You see these girls laughing at these women talking bad about these women. Again, the whole OG squad JV versus varsity things. Like, you hear these things, you just don't respond to them.
Right. It's just, yeah. It was disappointing for sure. I'm like, you seem very woke, Chelsea. I'm surprised you're not being more aware to this. And then Victoria steps up and apologizing to like everyone she's wronged, but not even apologizing. It was like a half-assed apology. It was just like,
she was like, I'm just being playful.
I never meant to be malicious. I'm sorry, you know. It was just whatever. She just aggravated me. There were always digs left and right with her, and I'm like, how can you just put that all aside? It was just stupid.
Yeah. And then like Victoria tried to apologize to Ryan, and like Ryan was just like, I know like all these apologies, like I don't know which ones might be sincere, which might like not be. All I know is like Victoria's was 100% non-sincere. And I was just like, yeah, it wasn't good for you to know.
Yeah, literally. And then, you know, I think then we go into Matt talking to Victoria because he is still trying to make the house a safe environment for the women. So he says,
yeah, because before that, Ryan had gone to talk to Matt about like the toxicity in the house, and Ryan was the one who mentioned Victoria's name, which finally someone did. Because I was like, how is no one still mentioning Victoria's name? She's still in this mess. But it was because Victoria called her a hoe for being a dancer. I was like, what?
I was shook. Don't remember also seeing this. Did we miss this? I don't know. She's called so many people slores and whores and hoes that it's like, who add them to the list? It's just another. And Matt's just like, that's unacceptable behavior. And so then Victoria gets her time with him. And
also,
you know,
Matt was surprised that Victoria would ever say that, because according to him, Victoria has a big heart.
Okay.
When? I'm just thinking when. I have yet to see it in the past 5 episodes I've seen. Like, when? I don't know.
Yeah, not a clue. And so then Matt brings up the hoe comment, and Victoria basically says, oh, that was taken out of context, and she starts crying about it. And Matt's like, I'm sorry, Victoria, but what context is it okay to call anyone a hoe? And I'm
like, we're not gardening out here.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, thank you. We're not gardening out here.
I don't know what the context he wants to be. Like, I'm confused for Victoria thinking out of context.
Seriously, it was seriously. And then I'm a little bit, what happens? Oh wait, I just realized we skipped over, I think, a huge portion here, or does this happen right after? I'm like a little mixed up on my order here. When does Victoria run out crying?
Oh, that's like way ahead. So right after like Victoria talks with Matt, like Victoria goes to talk to Ryan, and Victoria calls Ryan fake for talking shit about her to Matt. Oh my god, my note said mattress.
It's a mattress.
But she called her fake, and I was just like, this just adds on to a list of people Victoria thinks are fake, which is basically half the girls there, just because they call her on her shit. And I'm just like, so Victoria thinks it's crazy that she could make the house toxic. And I was just like, can someone give her brain cells, please? I'm just like, how would you not see your actions are toxic? Like, do I need to give you the dictionary definition of toxic, or
for real? I just can't with her. I just can't. I can't anymore with Victoria. I'm so over it. And that's why I'm super happy she's gone.
Thank goodness. But spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But then we go into Victoria saying that it's crazy that Matt said she makes the house toxic. And she goes, like, she says she knows she's going home. And like, I'm just like, that sucks for you, but also clearly. And then she goes after Katie, and she's just like going after him, saying she's not here for him, which honestly, I agree. I think Katie is there to be Bachelorette, not there for Matt.
Could be either way. I see her as a queen still. She's on my pedestal.
Oh, I love her.
I don't know.
Oh, she's such a queen. But I want her to be Bachelorette.
Yes.
I don't see her.
right there.
Matt does not deserve her. She's too good.
Way too good. She's actually mature. She actually
Yes.
needs a real man.
Yes. And Victoria then proceeds to cry in the bathroom. And
this is after when Chris Harrison informs the girls that Matt has canceled the rest of the cocktail party. We're going straight to the rose ceremony.
Oh my Lord. Yeah. My notes are messy here.
Nah, it's all good though. But Victoria is crying in the bathroom. Now go on, ma'am.
My goodness, thank you. And this was funny. She says that she is about 2 seconds away from leaving. Just girl, wait, you're getting sent home. Just wait for it. And she says, quote, Ryan, she's the shadiest bitch, and I hope I don't get sent home for this. Literally, there's no one in there he can marry besides me. Literally, I'm the best option, and I'm the only one with a working fucking brain in this room. I'm not being rude. I'm being serious. If he's going to believe some idiot over me, then he's not my person. And if that does happen, it'll really fucking suck, because that's not the way I wanted to leave the situation and like, you know, be brokenhearted. I'm just trying to stay positive, but if that happens, I will literally die.
It's the fact that you had all of that written down, and that's commitment right there. But I do have to tell you this episode made me love Victoria, not for the right reasons, for basically making me laugh so hard. I swear, I hated Victoria so much. I thought she was annoying, but this episode, I was dying of laughter. I was like, this bitch.
I miss her. I love her.
I was like, who is going to make me die this much? I was literally, okay, but here's the thing. When she went to the bathroom, she was like ranting and stuff in the bathroom. But I was just like, is she talking to producers? Is she just having the microphone like this and ranting? I was just like, we didn't see her face. And I was just confused.
She's talking to a producer. That's what I'm imagining. But yeah, I have no clue. Dude, she's going to kill it in Paradise.
Oh my God. If she's not in Paradise, like, I don't want to watch the season anymore. Even though I hate her. Again, I hate her. But she makes her good. Who do you think she would do
well with? Who do you think off of Tayshia / whatever her face, Claire season would she do great with? Victoria.
Bruh, low-key, Victoria and Yosef? Imagine. Just imagine.
Okay, but I do feel like Victoria is still too feminist for that.
That is true. That is
like
true.
She's willing to call people hoe and like slore and slut and stuff, but also like she still does seem like she's like go woman.
I feel like, oh my God, what's his name? Name? He had beef with Bennett.
I'm vibing with
nurse
Ed.
Dude.
Is that Ed?
Ed? No, that's not Ed. But Ed would be good too. But God, what's his name? Oh my God. I'm blanking on his name. Remember it was the beef between Bennett and this guy, and Bennett called this guy like not smart and like the types of intelligences. But you know what I'm talking about. What's his name?
Noah!
That was the one. I was like, Noah and Victoria would be great.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The comment on how do you spell how do you spell privilege? I feel like they would both have like such good like attacks for people.
Oh my God. They would literally like demolish every single person there. And I'm kind of here for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of here for it. But at the end of her little rant, she was like, fuck you, Katie, basically. And she continues to walk away from the girls again. And I don't know if she goes on to do another like whole rant again, but she goes out like outside, talks to producers again. And she literally like, she's talking mad shit about these girls. And she's just literally like crying, and she looks straight at the camera. And she's like not subtle about it at all. She looks straight at the camera and talks shit about the girls like, oh, are they
Major
hearing
office
me?
moment. Also, wait, hold on. Jessenia and Ivan, I feel like could be a power couple.
Oh my God. I would love that. I would literally love that so much.
I feel like that would be so cute.
Or also
Jessenia and Ivan.
maybe like a Ivan and Bree maybe.
Oh, I love Brie. Oh my God,
I
yes.
love Bree so much.
That makes me all like warm and fuzzy. Okay, anyways.
That's how Ivan makes me feel too.
We're getting in. We're like falling into the Bachelor world. Anyways,
Too deep.
I think we get into the rose ceremony, right? We have 3 roses going into it. And first rose goes to, you want to run through the list? You want me to? There you go. Brittany. Then we go to Ryan, purposefully giving them to the new girls first.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Then we go to racist Rachel, Serena P, Maggie, Kit, MJ, and then Jessenia, and then Katie, and then Abigail, Chelsea, and final rose to Serena C. Bye, Victoria.
Thank goodness. Oh, but I guess both queens go home. So the Puerto Rican queen, she goes home as well. I was surprised Mari went home because I thought Mari would last long only because like first reaction to her, like he was just like licking his lips, like I'm ready for fantasy suite with her basically.
But here's the thing, we haven't seen much of her recently. Like honestly, completely forgot her name by the time I saw her leave. I was like, who is that? Because there's just not been much of her lately.
No, she like won the challenges like once in a while, but like she never got like screen time with him or like time in general with him. So I was like, I don't know, I was still taken aback that Serena C was still there, but you know, there's a lot more Serena C. This
Serena C will be gone next episode, I think, because I feel like she'll secretly bring a little bit, maybe of drama.
Oh yeah, from the preview, yeah.
She's the last of like the hecka traumatic girls to go. So so what goes on? I think we go to another toast to like a better week, and then the next
hold
day.
on. I need you to rewind because you missed an important part. And this is the part. This is the part I was dying. Okay, so you know how all the girls after like they don't get a rose, like they go hug Matt, right? And oh my God, girly. Okay, so Victoria, I can't believe I didn't. Victoria stands by and she literally waits till she's the last fucking person. And until she goes to say bye to Matt. And she didn't hug any of the girls purposely when like everyone would say goodbye. And when she goes up to Matt, she didn't hug him either. And she literally crossed her arms and went off on him saying, I honestly feel so sorry for you that you would listen to hearsay and not all the facts behind the situation. She pauses and he's just like shook. He's like taken it. He doesn't know what to say. And he just like stands there and she's like, so goodbye. And she walks away. And I'm like,
she also says the house will feel like shit with her gone and she brings so much joy. She's also never dating another Matt and she now hates the name.
God, I was just like, where and when did you bring joy to these girls? That's one. And then I highly doubt she's never gonna date another Matt. Matt is a very popular name. I was just like,
Matthew.
No.
You know? Yeah.
Matthew. But like, I don't know. I just like, okay.
Yeah.
Cheers after that.
Going into the next day, all the girls are more hopeful that everything's going to be better. And so Chris Harrison comes in, with the next date card and basically says, let's shed everything that's happened and move forward. Congratulations, we're past the halfway point. Less women means more time. And he leaves the date card. Piper is now really, really hoping for that one-on-one because she feels really behind. And Rachel, unfortunately, gets that first one-on-one. And this is your classic Cinderella date.
Honestly, I feel like I was like, Rachel, like all the other one-on-ones, like everyone was jealous. Like no other one-on-one was going to top Rachel's one-on-one because literally he spoils her thousands of dollars, I think. Like Jeez, like.
Mm-hmm.
So we do a little like fashion like guide. I don't know. I don't even know what the date was. Was it just shopping? Was that literally the date? Shopping? Just like her trying clothes on for Matt, basically. And
Yeah.
well, Ty Hunter, celebrity fashion designer guy, guides them, and she tries on a bunch of like couture like dresses, and the whole time Matt is just like licking his lips. And I'm like, he's like, I was just like so uncomfortable. I was like, he was just like, wow, like
Every time.
oh my, every single time.
Every time.
But like in the end, like, oh my God, I don't know. I kind of blasted through this date because I just like saw the same thing. She's just modeling. He's just like,
yeah, he's just like, I really want to spoil you. And she's like, I can't believe you're doing this for me. And it's like, okay, the producers chose this date. Producers picked you to go on it. They knew it'd cause drama. She's giving me the vibes of like Vanessa Grimaldi's journey on Nick Vial's season almost. I think she did really hot early on. Vanessa got like the first one-on-one, but Rachel had like a lot of good time in the beginning too.
Mm-hmm.
And then, getting like really good fantasy dates later on, being spoiled, all of that.
I feel like they're gonna end up together. I don't know. I've either end up together or she's gonna be going really, really far. But which is ironic because racist Rachel.
Yes, racist Rachel. I literally wrote it in my notes all the time. Like Ty Hunter, he was the one who hosts the Fashion Spree, says, oh, they look cute together. And Rachel's like, I know, kind of matching too, right? And I'm just like, I wrote LOL racist because like I can't get over the fact that she still made fun of a girl in her high school for wanting to date a black guy. And she's like, oh, we look cute together. And I'm like, you're dating a black guy. And you said that to someone else. What?
High school, you would be screaming right now if it's not you in the inside still. Like, but I mean, after that whole comment, Meg gives Rachel a pair of red bottom Louis Vuittons. Red bottoms.
Like, which are flashed throughout the entire rest of the episode.
Oh yeah. We had to see them. But
well, they're like, hey, look at what we could afford.
Basically, that's what I put. I literally wrote down like, oh my God, the budget for the show really upped the scale. Cause I was just like, all of a sudden, huh? Like,
yeah, remember those styrofoam sets from Claire's season? They really were saving up for this.
They really were. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I have a comment here. Serious tea. When he gives her these pair of Louis Vuittons, she jokes she's never had a pair of shoes over $40. And I'm sorry, Rachel. Nice attempt at being quirky, but I went through your Instagram and every single pair of shoes you have on there are over $40. Both pairs of Nike tennis shoes that she sports in recent Instagram posts retail at $69.99 and $50.97. Both of which are over $40. And she also is seen sporting on several different occasions different pairs of Doc Martens, which are expensive boots and tend to retail every single pair over $100, averaging $150. Some pairs go up to $190 or even $200. So yes, Rachel, nice attempt at being quirky, but you do own shoes over $40.
Willow said, I have the receipts. So let me see yours too. Like, wow. but I mean, I thought the same thing too. I was just like, that's really, really doubtful. Like, what discount store are you going to? Because
no. You can't say that. We've all owned a pair of Converse or Vans, and those cost more than $40.
Exactly. Like, she really tried to like act like Cinderella, like coming from rags to riches in that moment. But I was just like, no, we're not buying it today. We're not buying it.
We are not buying it. Like, we know you're the popular girl in high school. You probably owned a pair of Uggs. Those things were like $120 plus. Anyways.
Yeah.
Pet peeve of mine.
Just like don't fake you're fake rich basically, or fake poor. Like, what?
Yeah, like just own it. Like just you don't have to make the comment. Just thank him for the shoes. Back at the
Exactly.
house, we get the date card. And do you want to say who was on it?
I didn't write down who was on it actually because it was too many and he went too fast.
I got you. All right. We got Serena P. Brie, which autocorrected to Brie. Katie, Piper, Serena C, Ryan, Michelle, Brittany, Maggie, Abigail, Chelsea, Jessenia, and MJ. And the card is titled Love Can Be Messy, which leaves Kit to getting the one-on-one.
Exactly. And Kit's
Katie
like, oh no, I could never.
Well,
No.
I mean, okay. She's cute. She'll be great on Paradise.
Yeah, she's not gonna last though. Their entire day. I'll get on to how I felt about that date, but it was just weird. It was a weird date.
It was weird. Okay.
But I love how Rachel comes into the whole group of girls and she's just smiling. And I literally put her Walmart paper bags because that's how it looked like, all her paper bags. Like I think she was trying to have like a Sex in the City, you know, like the girl on there. Like
totally.
I thought she was trying to have like that kind of moment, but those are some cheap bags. I'm like, really, that didn't work out for you.
They all looked like they were half empty anyways. And like, okay, come on, ABC, let's be honest. We are in the age of global warming. We're trying to reduce our carbon footprint. We're trying to reduce how many bags we're using. You could have just put all the clothes in one bag. Just saying. Or used a box. Just saying.
Probably reuse the same box that Matt delivers her new dress in. Honestly, put everything in there. She ends up leaving the bags anyway. She ends up leaving the bags in front of the girls and just walks away.
I know, right?
Like, what's the point of that?
I know. And I mean, she also opens the gift, like right in front of all the other girls, which awkward. And I mean, stunning dress though. Stunning. Which really she wears to the date. That was a cherry on the top for the Cinderella date. Literally.
Honestly, it was because she had her literally a beautiful blue ball gown. Like
literally.
If it wasn't Cinderella enough, like I don't know what is.
And Matt was wearing a beautiful blue suit to literally match. It was like perfect. Anyways, she also, when she gets out of the she got driven up in a really nice black car. I don't know what it is, but when she gets out, she flashes that red bottom for everyone to see.
Oh yeah, she was just like having her leg up, just like really.
She's just like, woo, look at it.
Literally, it literally was Cinderella. Like Cinderella flashed those glass slippers. She flashed her red bottoms.
It definitely felt like a multiple takes moment. They're like, cut, do it again.
Cut,
didn't get enough red.
Not enough.
Yeah. Anyway, and then when she does finally walk up to Matt, they have a conversation about how she feels she's undeserving of everything from today. She feels like Matt's out of her league, and she doesn't have a lot of confidence in herself. And sometimes that gets projected onto her relationships.
You know what I find so funny? The comment when she says that Matt's out of her league. You know why he's out of her league? Because she's only dated white guys. He's in a different racial league, man.
Yeah, literally. It's new territory for her. Oh. Yeah. It was bad. She also says that the butterflies have not stopped since night one. And she went, just like she said when she got out of the limo, she knew she was in trouble. She said she's already completely falling in love with him. And she just wants to walk out of here and start a life with him right now. And what I was shook at his response. Was not expecting this in the slightest.
So like Matt expresses that he feels the same way, but he didn't blatantly say that he was falling in love with her at that moment. It was just I mean, both sides. I was just like,
okay, the fact that he said, I'm feeling like this too, was already insane to me. I was like, he's saying that, like, they're only 5 weeks into this and there's like 3 or 4 weeks to go, and he's saying that, and he hadn't even said I'm falling in love with you too yet, but like they kiss, and I'm just like, is he gonna tell everybody on season that he's falling in love with them? Like,
because we heard a lot more where that came from for sure. So I mean, he did ended up like verbally saying after he gives Rachel the rose, he finally says like, I'm falling in love with you too. But like it took a while for that pause. I don't know. It's just all a little fishy.
He says Rachel's someone he can see at the end getting on one knee and proposing to.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't pull a Claire in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, Claire and Dale, where they're just like, woo, let's elope practically, and then just get broken up 5 months later. I mean, anyways, then the Cinderella date is wrapped up with a carriage ride, and it was so cute.
Yeah, very Cinderella-esque. I think this whole thing was based on Cinderella. I'm not gonna lie. Now that I think about it, it really was.
I just realized, cut to the group date of working on the farm and doing all the hard labor. It literally is Cinderella. It literally is Cinderella.
Oh my God. I didn't realize that watching it, but now I realize it.
Oh my God. How did we miss that?
Well, that's awkward.
It's like literally Cinderella. Anyways.
Oh my God.
So the next date is a farm date on this. Whose farm? Where is this farm? Is it on Nima Collins' property? Is it where is it? Is it just some random guy's farm? Who is this guy? Does he own it? Is he just a caretaker? Does he
I
just
don't
feed
even
the
know.
animals?
I think they just found a random guy near them. They're like, hey, do you farm? Yeah. Do you have goats? Yeah. Okay. You look good enough.
He like lives down the street. They're like, oh yeah, go around the corner.
They're like, we're kind of running out of our money right now.
Yeah, we spent it all on the Louboutins. Yeah.
I
just thought it was funny
of Serena being surprisingly optimistic about farming, because she walked in and she was just like, ugh.
I loved how excited Michelle was acting the entire time too for this entire date, because she was just like, I haven't had a group date yet. I'm so excited, because she's like in a very secure place, having just come off a one-on-one last week. She's totally fine. She knows she's going far, and that was funny to me. Obviously, she ends up having her issues too when, of course, girls start trying to catch little moments with Matt, and she gets jealous.
But I mean, as she should. Like, I think it still doesn't hit her that she's dating. Like, multiple people are dating her guy. So like, it seems all like fairy tale until reality hits her.
Absolutely.
But what's it called? Oh, go on.
No, you can go.
Oh, I was gonna say that MJ tries to volunteer a lot and like do things and like trying to like, I guess in her voice, she thought that she wanted to like stand out, but really it just looked like she was scared of doing everything. And it was actually at that moment when Jessenia like questions her authenticity, and that's when the beef kind of starts at that moment, low key.
I mean, I honestly was with Jessenia immediately. I literally wrote like, I don't think that she's actually scared of the chickens, because she was acting scared of the goat, and then she was acting scared of the chickens. I'm like, okay, I had a friend growing up who was terrified of birds and she hated chickens, but like, you don't hate a goat and you don't hate chicken. Like, the likelihood of that, and you're just being a little bit too over the top. It's getting extra time with Matt. Anyone had seen the show before knows this is how it goes. It's a strategy, and MJ was totally playing it up.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then Piper pulls a brilliant move where she pulls Matt aside for a makeout sesh, like in the barn, while MJ was literally engaging with him too. Like, she was like chasing him, and like Piper's just like making out with him, and MJ's like, oh my God.
What I walk into. But it's funny though, because like, so Matt throws an egg at MJ, and MJ catches it. She's like, oh, I'm chasing you, or whatever. And she stops, but he keeps running. The thing was, I thought Matt was one who insinuated the kiss. I thought Matt was the one who went straight to Piper and kissed her.
Oh, was he?
I think that's what I saw. And so Piper was in the middle of an interview, and he goes in to kiss her, and like she pulls away, but he pulls her in more, and they're having a whole on makeout session, and MJ's just there staring at them like, oh.
I probably was just not looking because that's probably what happened. That's wow. Sure.
It was just like probably a slap at the face for MJ, obviously, like, oh,
Literally.
Oh no.
Yeah, literally. And I think Abigail also sees it and she's bummed. I think Michelle too. And so they're all like bummed now. They're like, oh, it's the reality of group dates. It's what you get yourself into.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of where it ends. And then we pop into the dinner portion of the date. And I noticed that Piper was right in front with Matt. Very smart move.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Going into this, I thought Piper could be a contender for the group date rose, but I made the bet that Abigail was going to get the group date rose so long as she got the time she needed.
I thought that after, I thought it would be Abigail only like how much, but I also was kind of going for Michelle because like after that whole emotional breakdown, I was like, I feel like Michelle might get it. But then after that, but like when we get to the portion, Matt actually grabs Chelsea first and like says that he had this thing set up for them. And then he reveals, I read over something. But Chelsea reveals in her interview that she's falling for Matt already. And I'm like, we're in week 5. They're already falling for him? Like, wait.
Well, I mean, we've already had plenty of other people, like Michelle said, like her first week of being there practically, that she was already falling for him. She progressed it really quickly. And Chelsea's not had as much time with him though, it seems. So it makes sense that she's a little bit more behind. But she does mention she doesn't think that Matt thinks about her at all, which I thought was funny.
Just her being like, oh no, he could never think about me. I'm like, girly, you're the hottest one there probably, so.
Yeah. And then, I mean, during their conversation, it was fine. It still felt very surface level though. It was just very like, I'm happy you're here. And like, then they kiss and that's how it ends.
Yeah. She just, I don't know. She's kind of like, I just kind of, I feel really like connected towards Chelsea only because she was like, I'm scared of boys and I don't know how to talk to them. And I'm like, girl, you and me both. And he's just like, but why? Like, I like you so much. And like, I'm glad you're here. And then she just like, same. And I'm just like, oh my God, girl, just stop acting so awkward. Like, stop.
Yeah, like, stop. It's not like when you're a literal runway model, you don't need to act like that.
No, it's just like your looks already do give you enough.
Yeah. And then we get into a conversation between Abigail and Matt, and Abigail is basically got the biggest smile plastered on her face every time she's around him. And that's what she says. But she says she also needs to be open with him. And she also says that her biggest fear is to let him down, which is then when she gets into the conversation that if they do have a family together, there's a really strong possibility that their kids would be deaf.
Which was something that I'm glad she finally pointed out. And I'm glad, not that she finally pointed out, but I'm glad that she pointed it out midway in the competition and not last minute. Because like these are the kind of conversations that you have to start to talk about when you're realizing you're going to start a family with this person.
Absolutely. And she then brings up the whole thing with her dad walking out on her and her sister when it was right after they'd gotten their cochlear implant when she was a kid. And she doesn't want that to happen with her own husband and kids, which Matt was then able to relate on with having him been walked out on by his dad when he was a kid.
Exactly. It's I think definitely he's trying to like I don't know, like he's trying to make a lot of the girls feel better, like saying like, oh, I know what you're feeling, I think in these cases though, like he actually kind of knows what she's feeling because like both of their dads like walked out, so like he knows like he feels stronger as a person and like he wants her to know like she's a strong person because of what she's been through, and that basically like he won't basically do that to her, which is I guess a good reassurance for her, and obviously now she's not feeling as anxious anymore.
Totally. And, then they basically wrap that conversation up with a kiss. And I felt like there was a lot of good connection between them during the conversation. And then we get in the bit with Michelle, where she's just talking about how obviously group dates are hard and, all of that. But she knows what she's feeling. And then he knows it all. It was just kind of like catching up.
Yeah,
Touching base.
exactly. It was, I think I just found just like reassurance for her, because she was just like, oh, I'm sad. He was like, oh, I like you. Oh, okay. That's cool. I feel the
did
same way
note
about
that
you.
Matt doesn't seem as excited or infatuated with Michelle as he was like last week, but also maybe he's just tired,
Probably. I mean, for all that farm work, really.
The farm
So
work that
much
he did
farm
not
work he was
participate in at all.
God, no, he just looked at the girls shoveling poop. Like, that's what it's just like, stop. I can't with you.
Literally, yeah. And then he pulls MJ aside and, basically brings up that her name came up when he was having a conversation relating to drama and antagonists in the house. And, he basically explains just how this is all going on. And then I think at the end of the day, she leads by example. Oh, no, sorry. She says at the end of the day, I lead by example. And I'm just trying to make peace and harmony. And she's just immediately being defensive.
When she says she makes peace and harmony, I'm like, girl, when? I just, I don't know. She really drew up that villain icon for her this episode, because that's, I just don't know why she just like didn't stand up to like that. She realized, okay, yeah, I kind of did. She could have easily said, yeah, I kind of did like participate in this kind of like bullying and stuff, but like I've learned now and I'm a better person and it's not gonna happen again, basically. Like she could have come clear with it, but instead she just decided to keep like not accepting it.
Yeah, she's just being defensive and she's just like, oh, you can trust me and all that. And he's just like, well, I need to tell you stuff, so I'm not carrying it around at all. And that's when they get interrupted. And, MJ's like, hey, can we have another second, basically? And then she makes a big error, in my opinion, where she turns to Matt and she's like, unless you're okay with me leaving. And, he's like, yeah, I'll talk to you later. And MJ just goes back pissed to the girls. And I'm like, hey, you let that happen.
Yeah. She could have just kept talking, but no, she decided to ask Matt if he was done.
Yep.
And yeah, he was.
Yeah, he's done with you. He's over it.
Exactly. And so now she goes back to the girls and the beef between MJ and Jessenia begins.
Oh, yeah. This was a lot.
Like I said, I didn't see Jessenia being one to be involved in beef, but I mean, she was kind of pulled into it because like Jessenia, she mentions to Matt, like during the whole like asking about how the house is and stuff, like she mentions to Matt that MJ like is an antagonist, which I mean, she's not wrong. She's just stating facts there. And like MJ calls her out in front of all the girls saying that she wants to have a conversation about it.
Yeah, she's like, the floor is open for conversation. But she says it in a very antagonistic way, in my opinion. Not feeling very like open. And that's when, Jessenia is like, yeah, I'm the one that mentioned your name. But it was just because you created the term JV and varsity and all that. And, I didn't appreciate it, basically. And this begins the back and forth between the two of them.
Oh yeah, she said that she was like that MJ was really rude to these girls, which I mean she was, and MJ starts feeling attacked because then Katie starts siding with Jessenia, saying like you're being really defensive right now, you're not accepting your actions, and you even lied to Matt right now, and MJ like she like just doesn't want to own up to her actions, and I was just like.
Yeah. Yeah, MJ was just going on. I'm honest. I lead by example, and that's when Jessenia says, it's the lead by example comment for me. And, yes. And MJ's like, that was just my favorite thing ever.
But it's just because MJ just keeps repeating the same thing, peace and harmony and lead by example. I'm just like two false narratives I'm just like this. I'm seeing Victoria, but with big blonde hair. Like,
Yeah. It's the lead by example comment for me too, Jessenia. And yeah, MJ's just like, I don't have to explain my relationship to you guys. And like, I don't need you, all of that. And Jessenia just says, like, you made it uncomfortable for these girls. And like, that's what you did. You basically owe me. She says, it's what you did. And MJ says, you owe me an apology. And
oh
says,
my god.
yeah, and she's just like, and you're not gonna I think Jessenia is like, oh, so you're not gonna own up to Matt? And MJ says, no, I feel like I'm being attacked right now. And Katie is just like, no, you're attacking Jessenia. Like, what? And MJ is just like, but I do feel like there's a little bit of attacking going on, and I'm not deflecting. I'm like, she's being deflective.
Definitely being deflective. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. MJ's just like, I'm not going to put up with this behavior. And it's just, my God.
Too much.
Could not.
Too much.
Yeah. Then we cut back to Kit and Rachel talking about Kit's one-on-one date where she gets her date card and it says, Kit, dinner at my place.
And Kit reveals she enjoys cooking, which I never knew. I'm like, when did you enjoy cooking? I thought you were like super rich, and I thought like you had your personal butler and personal chef. Like, huh?
Probably a conversation that we haven't seen. I feel like there's a lot of time that we haven't seen with Kit. She's not really gotten a lot of screen time, and clearly she's still in this, so she's getting time with Matt. It's not like she's not. They're just not showing it. But yeah, it was just, I don't know, the rest of the night kind of was like, there wasn't much, in my opinion, that was like super important other than Matt gives out the group date rose and Abigail gets it.
And she's super giggly and happy with like the biggest smile on her face. And MJ's mad. She's like, if my character wasn't being put into question, like that could have been mine. I'm like, no, girl, you never had the chance.
Yeah. And she says she's going to clear everything up real quick. And that's where we leave off before getting into Kit's one-on-one date, which I just thought that this editing was kind of funny. From going from the night portion to, we basically cut to immediately another night portion because Kit's date falls in the evening. And for whatever reason, I feel like usually they'll give us a shot of the girls talking or something during the day to break it up. This one, now we just went straight from night to night. I feel like it was very abrupt, but it happened.
No, I feel like we had some day portion like in the interview prior to the date, but like it really was like night to night. It was kind of, I feel like it was a little unfair for Kit, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Kit. Mm-hmm. Like I felt it was still a little unfair that Rachel got like a whole day date with Matt and Kit only got like half a day.
Most one-on-ones are always a full day portion plus the evening. Yeah, that's definitely a disappointment. But also, why are they showing Matt's cleaning a perfectly clean house?
Oh my god, yeah, but there's that. And also Matt was saying how Kit's a whole fashionista and he's trying to dress to impress, but tell me why he's dressed like Justin Bieber era, like baby era, like baby. I was waiting for him to be like,
oh my god, I cannot. He doesn't have enough hair for that, but yeah.
No.
I also noticed when Kit was walking up, I mean, she looks great, but did you notice outside the house there's a skateboard ramp and a basketball? Like Matt is a man-child. Skateboard ramp.
But no, it was that, but not only that, it's when he opened the door. It was her face. Oh my god. I got like, Snow White, and when the witch comes in with the apples in her little basket, I got those vibes. I don't know why. It was the smile. The smile was so creepy. She was like, I got scared, man.
You're like, whoop.
Oh, she's here. Hello.
Oh my god. They're like, you should have just hired her to put her in that horror date with Ivan and Tasha.
Oh,
in the corner.
Oh my god, it wasn't Ivan though. It was Easy, remember?
Oh, it
when they
was
were in the
easy.
yeah. Oh my god.
Oops.
Easy would have been peeing his pants if he saw that,
I
man.
forgot it was easy. Dang. Anyways, then they decide to cook. Matt always says he always orders dessert first, and she's like, "Oh yeah, who cares about dinner? I just care about cookies." And so they bake dessert first.
I was like, children only care about dessert.
Mind you, he does have the skateboard ramp outside.
Oh,
So
I forgot. Man child.
man,
Yes.
yeah. And then she's going into how most of her life is just red carpet events and gold Bentleys and fashion events, and she's built up so many walls around her over the years.
Oh my
And
god. I feel so bad for her.
I know, I'm so must be so hard for you.
Such a hard life. Oh.
Yeah. And this is I had an issue with the next thing that Matt says in one of his interviews. He's like, "Oh, it just feels so natural with Kit," and I'm like, meanwhile they're making out on the counter and it looks like there's no chemistry between them at all.
Bro, I put that they had such an awkward, weird makeout session. Like she was just like the lips weren't connecting. It was
They
just like
weren't.
it was just
Like they
I
missed at
was
first, almost like she was a little too left and he was a little too right, and it was just weird. It was awkward.
but the thing was though that the entire day I just felt like dad and daughter vibes. Like
She's too young for him. She's 21. He's 29.
yeah, like it's no
Though
girly,
he acts
no.
21, she still feels more mature than he does. But at the same time, Kit also feels like she doesn't have enough knowing herself yet to be able to be in like a full like relationship. Like she needs to grow more in her own skin and like get to know who she really is. I feel like because she said, this is really the first time she's broken her walls down. And I'm like, how can you be ready for marriage when you're just beginning to break your walls down?
That's the thing. Like exactly like I was thinking the same thing. Like she was saying like she hasn't ever been in love yet. And I mean, yeah, that's true. But I feel like has she ever been like have she ever been in a stable relationship ever? Like probably
Right.
her last relationship was in like what, high school maybe? Like
Right.
I'm confused. Like a lot of the girls say the same thing. They haven't been in a relationship, like not in a relationship, but they've never been in love yet. But like at least they've been in stable relationships before. Like they know how it's like.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she reveals that she's falling in love with Matt. And the thing is, he doesn't say it back.
I know. That was awkward. Awkward. Mm-hmm.
But he
Yeah.
still gives her the rose.
I mean,
but still.
I know. She literally says, "Can we fast forward this and go home?" And she's like, "Oh, I feel so safe and comfortable with Matt." And then she's like, "Oh, I have a lot of love in my life already, but I've never had that romantically." And yeah, he gave her the rose, and I think it's because he was like, "Oh, she's falling in love with me. That's sweet. I want to have sex with her. I'll take her to fantasy suites, maybe, but that's it."
It's not gonna. I wish he pulled a Tasha, and I wish he would have sent her home at that moment. Like, just like I think I wish like what Tasha did to Easy, like when she sent him home after Easy like said that, because Tasha didn't feel the same way, and like I don't know. I just don't feel like she's really cute, and no, I just don't feel like there's any chemistry. It's more like babysitting to me.
I agree. Yeah, it was just a little awkward. And then I think back at the house, we get a knock at the door that is a basically like 2-on-1, one of those little mini 2-on-1 cocktail party date things. And it's for MJ and Jessenia. And I think we had this on the last season with Noah and Bennett and Tasha. And it's a new thing that they're doing, but definitely adds more drama.
For sure. I feel like it definitely adds drama, squashes the rumors, squashes the beef and stuff. So
and prolongs it so that we don't have the rose ceremony in this episode, because they love just doing that now and not ending with the rose ceremony. They like starting with it. Always throws me off, because then I'll be like 20 minutes into the episode and be like, cool, that was great, I'm done. And then I'm like, oh wait, no, there's still an hour left.
Literally, that's how I felt in this episode too. I felt like after the whole rose ceremony, I was like, okay, how much time is left? Oh, I have an hour and 20 minutes left of this episode. Okay, I guess I gotta keep going.
Honestly, putting the rose ceremony in the beginning really messes up the flow of the episode for me. It throws it off completely. I don't like it, but
Yeah, same.
what can you do? Anyways, it basically his date card says, I need to know the truth. And MJ is just like, my heart dropped. Yeah.
How did you not see this? Like, it's the acting for me.
Yeah, this has got to be all scripted. It felt very scripted because then we see MJ and Jessenia both getting ready. They leave their suitcases at the same time. They sit next to each other in this car in silence, and then they don't talk at all until they sit down in the room they're gonna have the conversation in. I'm like, scripted.
They had to have like had so many takes for them to put like their suitcases thing down
Perfect
at the same time and look at each other at the same time. Like, I see their vision, but like that was not natural.
Yeah, literally. It's so overproduced. And MJ opens with saying, you threw my character into question, and that is toxic. She says, this is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to be here because you said my name. And she's like, I preach harmony and peace. And she's just like, we're here because of your actions, Jessenia. You should be very embarrassed. And Jessenia's just like, MJ girl, like, I only brought up your name because you created the term JV versus varsity. Like, that's it. Like, stop. And MJ is just like, wow, well, he'll know the truth by the end of tonight.
Oh my God. I laughed a lot during this conversation only because I am 100% Jessenia's side. Because like Jessenia is telling the truth. Like, why is MJ still denying it?
Like,
I just love like her comebacks. Like, she was like, okay, are you done? I'm just like, girl, like, pop off.
Yeah,
yes.
she goes, we'll find out the truth tonight. And MJ's just like I already know the truth or whatever. And she's just like, yeah, no, we'll all find out the truth when this airs.
Exactly.
And I'm like, it's true. It's like, just like, and MJ gets mad when she brings up that comment, and it's almost like she's mad that she reminds her that she's on TV. This is gonna air. And it's like, girl, MJ, if you did end up with Matt, think how bad you look right now.
Exactly. And the thing is, Jessenia also puts a really good point that MJ has like 3 sides to her. The side she puts on with the girls, the side she puts on with Matt, and then the side that she puts on for cameras, which already like proves us, not here for the right reasons, here for the Instagram followers, maybe. I don't know, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just,
they managed to stop bickering just in time for Matt to walk in, which is where they end the episode. I hate this. Cliffhanger, not fair.
No. I do have to mention though, Jessenia, right when you were saying that Jessenia points out like you were gonna see when this airs.
I missed this part. I just saw it in my notes. Please say it. I'm so excited.
Oh my God. Jessenia, like, she says like till this airs, and she looks straight at the camera and laughs. And I'm just like, oh my God. And she shrugs. It's like looking at the camera, and it's just like basically looking at future MJ seeing this episode and seeing like, ha, look how stupid you look right now.
It was literally just yeah. Literally. That was awesome.
Just queen.
Next week brings with it more drama. Piper gets her one-on-one finally. Tyler C comes in and talks shit with Matt. Heather pulls up in a minivan. All right, this just feels all very manipulated at this point.
I was just like, who else are we going to see? Hannah Brown? Like, huh?
I mean, honestly, probably. I feel like they will bring Hannah Brown in eventually.
Yeah, because of their whole like quarantining group or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot to expect. MJ still seems like the villain, but then also Serena C might pull out as the villain because she's attacking Katie out here. Like, don't hurt my girl Katie like that.
Seriously. It seems like all the drama's gonna go. I feel like it just has to.
Yeah, it has to, honestly. But then we go to the end scene.
And
oh my
scene.
God.
I mean, this is just ridiculous because, okay, it seems like in their farm date that they did, they also did several challenges. Like we saw MJ and Matt playing like egg toss, but we didn't see any other challenges other than that. But then we see this, which happens to be a find the gold horseshoe buried in the hay covered in animal shit. Yeah. And the girls all have to like dig through this hay while poop is literally flying everywhere and Matt is like dodging it. I literally, he's like dodging it in the way that like I don't even know.
It was all just a mess, literally. Chelsea ends up finding the horseshoe, but I don't know who said that MJ was throwing the hay shit on her face. Was it? I think it might have been Katie. Was it Katie?
I don't even know. I just know
MJ
that
was throwing that like wow.
I was confused by this. I was like, when it seemed like we had a challenge. Did they win something? Like, did the girls who find it win it? Some like get some special time? Is this another unaddressed thing?
It probably. They honestly unaddressed so many things in this episode and it's so like cut up and produced, but
I agree.
I guess we'll see more of that next episode for sure.
I was gonna say a little bit of additional information. Sarah Trott has been seen dating DJ Bijou both before and after pursuing Matt James's relationship on the show. Proving, I feel like once again, that she really is kind of maybe just there for the wrong reasons and for the Instagram followers. Also, apparently, there were some photos taken of them together while vacationing in Cabo, Mexico, weeks before she left for the show in August of 2020. So sis really wasn't quarantining. Or spending time at home with her dad, who, remember, when she went on the show, she said he only had a week's left. This is like a couple weeks before she left for the show. Why is she partying in Mexico instead of spending time with her dad? She says she had to quit her job to take care of her dad, and she's in Mexico.
I'm really questioning if her dad thing is real at that point, but I think it is, but it's just I
think it is. I just think that she's using it to her advantage.
I feel bad for her now. It's not looking good for you, Sarah.
It's not. It doesn't look good, and there's nothing she can say, I feel like, that really makes up for it. Yeah. Here's a photo of the two of them in Cabo.
Lovely.
Also,
another thing that we need to talk about Dylan Barber's tweets.
Yes.
Because that he really exposed and he said, I'm throwing people under the bus right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't give a shit. And I was just like, Dylan, I've always loved Dylan. I've always loved Dylan since I saw him in Paradise. I didn't see him in Hannah Brown season, but I saw him in Paradise and I've loved him since then. I still stand him and
I love Dylan. He's so sweet. He's so genuine. He's like one of the few guys that I feel like is honestly nice to women. Like, genuinely.
Oh my God, yeah. He has a heart of gold, man. He has a heart of gold. But should we start exposing these tweets, man?
Oh, yeah. Bring it.
So he starts off with, hold on, let me see. These are kind of like out of order. Trying to see because I'm trying to find one where they're in order.
Well, he opens up by saying, cancel ABC and The Bachelor. Kinda want to air out the dirty laundry. Mom got me riled up.
Oh, and yeah, he's like, ask away. Oh my God, yes, found it.
Yes, he says, ask away. You want to introduce the first one?
Sure. He's like, so how much control do producers have over who stays and who goes? And he says nearly all control, which explains why we had to wait till week 5 for Victoria to finally go home.
Yeah, literally. And that's what brings us to literally the next one, right? This says, how much of it is fake and staged? Like in real life, it takes time for a real relationship to grow and develop. Some develop faster and others are going to go slower. Just my perspective or take. And Dylan says, it depends. Actions can be fake, but the relationship can be artificial in the sense that you think it's real. It's just been accelerated. That was interesting. Oh, next one's interesting too.
He says, who from the season do you feel got most screwed over by production? He says Jed.
Interesting.
And then the person after that says, like, are you saying he didn't cheat on Hannah Brown? And he says yes.
Yes. Did Annie? Okay, so Annie is the name of Jed's ex-girlfriend. Did she maybe get like some deal with like Bachelor producers, like to sell this story of like,
she got some Instagram followers for sure.
Oh, she did. She like got kind of famous. And at the same time too, mind you, Jed and her were trying to spark a music career together.
It's just very, very interesting. Like, I wonder if Hannah knew this was all super like produced and scripted and all fake.
Hannah G or Hannah B?
Hannah B.
Hannah B. Because Hannah G is Dylan Barber's girlfriend. That's the one we're talking about. Hannah B is the person whose season he was on, Hannah Brown, who is friends with Tyler Cameron and Matt James, part of the quarantine crew.
Exactly. And then the next one is, do the producers hire actors to be the villains on certain seasons, aka Victoria from this season? And he's like, yeah, I've always wondered too. I think it's possible. Honestly, I'm with him on that one too.
Well, here's what I've heard. A lot of the Bachelor casting actually doesn't take place from the auditions. It takes place from actually them approaching you. Victoria, for example, was approached by producers. She was asked to come on the show. So same thing with Luke P. He was asked to come on the show. It happens all the time. I think Colton was asked to come on the show. Same thing, I think Matt even. And it's like they'll pick people out who they know will be something because they already know a bit about you. So they definitely manufacture a season. They definitely, I think, curate it for whatever narrative they're trying to spin. I don't think maybe that they're going to be like, maybe they're not going to tell the person, you're our villain, your cast is our villain. But I think that they, like the producers are like, this is who we're going to try to spin a villain edit on. They're going to have a few of them going into the season. Because I feel like in the beginning, you always see like some subtle possible villain edits. And then I feel like they can spin it however they want and then break that, see whoever's easiest to mentally break down over the season and have them explode. And that's their villain.
Basically. And I mean, I feel like they don't know that they're going to be portrayed this way. Like they think that they're going to have like this great opportunity for love, but they don't know. Like, yeah, producers in the back end are spiraling your entire life around. Like
in the same way that we saw Victoria confiding in her producer this season, you know, they show her talking to her saying like, oh, I can't stand these other girls and whatever. And they're getting her to be really vulnerable with her producer. Then they're showing that footage. But meanwhile, her producer is probably telling her a bunch of other things that are convincing her of, you know, he's super into you. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, whatever, you know?
Exactly. I don't know. Should we go to the next tweet?
Yeah. So it says, who recruited Heather to go on Matt's season? Who caused her this hurt? And he said they don't care about people, which kind of is exactly what I just said. And they're so willing to mentally break whoever down that they want to. They will screw everyone over. They will give you a bad edit. They will edit in that Brittany, the rumor of her being a escort for the drama only.
Literally ruin people's lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Ruin people's lives, give people mental health problems. Like,
yeah, just think about the thing with Jed, like literally.
And then this guy's like, why are you so fired up tonight, man? And then Dylan's like, this public figure world is fake and sometimes it needs to be called out. # hold the line.
I love it. Preach, bro. And then I think we get into some of the other ones, which was just like some random ones. One was, was gonna say the girls get mauled on IG for things that happen on show, and you never see anything from ABC/The Bachelor. Absolutely insane. And he says, ever. They had put that whole spiel hating bullying, then purposefully edit things to warrant bullying. Shit is wild.
Ironic, huh? Very, very ironic.
Very. And then do you want to read my last thought?
So his last thought is, they need you until they don't. Each person is a pawn in a larger scheme, and they do not have contestants' best interests in mind. Mental health is not a concern. Multiple people develop issues but post-show, and they do nothing to help. If anything, they feel hate. The Bachelor producers screwed Heather over. She must be protected. Oh, it's a separate tweet. Just know I'm ready to go to battle against them, these mean girls.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. Damn. Yeah. I thank you, Dylan, for speaking up and shedding some light on this. I mean, just think of Colton. I think he's the best example of this. It's really blown up and like is super in the public eye of like, they will break you down. They broke him down to the point where when he was on his own season, he was lying to the producers about who he was actually interested in, because he knew if he told them who he was actually interested in, he wouldn't get time with that person and they would make him send them home. Which is why he told them, yeah, Cassie, she's okay the entire time, even though he's obsessed with her. Mm-hmm. And then it just caused him to be like crazy and obsessed post-season. Like, they broke him. They broke Colton, dude.
They really did. He was jumping literally over fences for this woman, and he literally had to keep it all inside of him.
And then he ends up stalking her, and like, she now has a restraining order.
Messy is what and Dylan isn't the only one who thinks about these things, because past Bachelor alumni, I guess you could call them, like, they agree with him. We have Katie Morton, which I mean, I know her from Paradise, but she was was she in Colton's season?
Katie, there's so many Katies. I think so. Let me look it up.
I know her because she was with shit, what was the guy's name? He was from Chicago. Oh no, I know her from Paradise. I love her. But she was in the same season with Hannah Brown and Tayshia, I think. So I think that was Colton.
Yes, I know who she is. I don't remember what season that was on. That's so funny. Yeah, it was Colton's season.
Yeah, and she's like, absolutely no help in regards to mental health, even when you have the guts to ask for it. Which I'm just like, so she continued to ask the producers for help after they basically fucked up her life, and nothing. And like, literally, like, Clay Harbor, which I know, again, I know most of these people from Paradise, not from the actual seasons, but Clay agrees, saying that in that part where they talk about mental health, that he's dropping facts. And then McKenna, I think, was Pilot Pete season, and she said that she also agrees that there should be more help with your mental health while after the show is airing, because last year was the darkest year of her life. Mm-hmm. So like we got Colton, McKenna, like Clay, Katie, like probably a bunch of other people who didn't speak up too, that have mental health like issues from this. Like, geez.
I mean, even Anna literally said she's gonna have a mental breakdown from the show when they brought more girls on. They're like trying to psychologically break you because it makes good TV.
Exactly. I mean, then Jed says, yeah, I didn't cheat on Hannah, period. And then he reveals it on his own podcast, which I don't have time to watch.
I didn't listen to.
But I agree. I don't know. I'm just questioning this entire show now. I'm just like, wow.
Interesting stuff. Well, this has been Here for the Instagram followers.
We will see you next week. I'm Maritza. Bye.